The Owl House is certainly something special, capturing the hearts and minds of many Disney Channel fans over 3 years ago, and now it's finally come to an end. But how does the final season of the Owl House fare? I would say this show went off with a bang, and hats off to everyone involved. Season 3 starts off during the aftermath of Luce's battle with Belos, being sent back to the human realm with all her friends, reuniting with her mother, and the demon realm, now a mess, thanks to the Collector. This season only consisted of three 45-minute specials, so there wasn't a whole lot of time to get the story out. Considering what they had to work with, I think the execution went off pretty well. Watching Luce becoming her own as a witch, watching Hunter begin to realize who he really is, not defined by his past, and all these other storylines was just so heartwarming to watch. Although I have to admit some of the storylines did feel a little crunched in. For example, about Luce's mom, Camila. She apparently was bullied in her childhood. I would have liked to see a little bit more about that, or honestly just more about her. We didn't even get her reaction regarding her husband's death. Another ill-fated storyline was the time spent in the human realm. We only got one episode dedicated to being in the human realm despite the fact that Luce spent 2 seasons trying to get back, after learning to be a witch of course. I would have liked to be fleshed out a bit more. Moving on from that, I think for the most part the character arcs some of these characters faced was also pretty strong. I already mentioned Luce and Hunter a bit, but there are a few others that stood out. In comparison from the first season to now, King went from a bratty little child to a humble protector. I love how he went out of his way to make sure everyone in the Isles was okay, especially Eda and Lilith, and Hooty of course. The Collector realizing the error of his ways, especially after learning about his sad, tragic backstory, that was also pretty heartwarming. I always like seeing these underpaid characters be humbled a bit. Willow's grief was another good one. Honestly, all these kids went through a lot of stuff in a short amount of time and couldn't process any of it. So the fact that she held it all in until it finally exploded, not a lot of cartoons really dealt in this kind of stuff, and I think it was pretty well executed. In terms of characterization, I can even give Belos a bit of praise. Like him or hate him, he at least stuck out to his ideals to the very end. The only one of the main characters I can't really give much praise for is Gus. I do get that he missed his dad, but I mean, so did Willow. You already had a character covering that aspect, and Gus didn't have much going on to him. In Season 3, he really felt like a cheerleader, which kinda sucked because he was my favorite character.
Boo! Just lie to me!
In regards to the animation, I'd say it was top notch. It was pretty much the standard fare we got in the first and second seasons, but when it comes to extra special moments, particularly when battling Belos, you could see the high quality, and it was just great. The OST and soundtrack was also pretty good, but to be honest, I'm always going to be partial to that no, or however that theme goes. Really glad they stuck by it till the end. Since this season isn't that long and there isn't much to talk about, I do plan to wrap this up soon, but there are a couple things I do want to point out. First is the spike in LGBTQ themes we saw. I have no problem with this kind of stuff, but I do get some people are against it, and it's probably the reason why the season got shortened down. All that being said, I do like the fact that Dana Terrace and the Owl House crew never really went against showing this kind of stuff, even right from the get-go. Having an actual kiss scene between Liz and Amity was actually a lot nicer than that little background stuff we saw last season. The second thing I wanted to cover is how Disney Channel treated the Owl House as a whole. For the more religious fans, it's no secret that the Owl House did get the short end of the stick at the end of the day, and while I am disappointed that the Owl House is ending a bit earlier than Dana Terrace would have liked, I still appreciate everything she did, and I'm sure the fans can appreciate that as well.
I think this might be the worst week ever. But Dad left me this book.
Overall, Owl House Season 3 is a wonderful conclusion to the series. While it is a bit short and a bit abbreviated, I do think all the plot lines covered together really help this stand out amongst the better Disney Channel animated series in recent times. The show's got action, it's got heart, it's got comedy, it's got romance, it's got all the qualities needed to make a great animated series, and if you're a fan of action-adventure, or just a fan of witchy stuff, or frankly, just a fan of the good old-fashioned, classic animated series, I suggest you give this a watch. You will not regret it.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, try to give a like or leave a comment. If you didn't like what you saw, try to leave me some feedback to see in ways I can improve. Thank you. Have a nice day.